What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NolanTCG, and it is Banlist season. So we are under a month. Oh, actually, no, we're like about 3 weeks away from the Banlist at this point. So I decided it was time to put together a Banlist prediction. This is surprisingly when I started like preparing this Banlist prediction, I was sitting here like, oh, this is gonna be like a really short list. But like the longer I sat and worked on it, the longer this list got. And I don't think, like, anything here is unreasonable. If you do think anything is unreasonable, be sure to argue in the comments. But, yeah. Also, comment down below any of your banlist predictions, because we will be happy to see those ones. But before we do get started, as always, please remember to drop down below and hit that subscribe button if you are new here, because we are always happy to have new people. And let's get on into this banlist prediction. Okay, so starting us off, we have the banned cards. So for this section, we have 4 cards getting banned. Honestly, I can see 3 of them getting banned, like, clearly. I just don't see which 3 it could be. Like, they could interchange with each other. First off, we have Smoke Grenade of the Thief. This is surprisingly the one card in the format right now I find completely degenerate. Like, I can deal with the other 3 cards on this list, and I wouldn't really care if we stayed in the same format and just had Smoke Grenade banned, because I like really don't like that card. Like, I just don't like playing without my whole resources. So yeah, Smoke Grenade of the Thief probably deserves to be banned, definitely. Next off for the banned cards, we have VFD, so True King of All Calamities. The only reason I can see this card not getting banned is because Virtual World needs it, and Virtual World has like just come out, so they like probably won't ban this card simply because of that reason. This is probably the least likely out of the 4 cards to get banned, and that is, yeah, simply because of the fact that Virtual World needs it and they need to still sell the new set. So VFD getting banned on the prediction wouldn't surprise me if it remains. Next off for the banned cards, we have Linkross. So Linkross has found its way into pretty much every like degenerate combo based deck, and for that sole reason, it should probably die. I don't think stuff like Martial Metal Marcher or Halka Fibrax needs to be banned yet. I don't see how like Martial Metal Marcher being an issue at all once Linkross disappears. Like, we'll probably just like rarely play it, I guess. The Linkross is the big problem. Granted, they could just ban Halka Fibrax and make this all go away, but they're not going to ban Halka Fibrax at this point. Like, it's still illegal in the OCG and it's been all this time. They just hit everything else around it. It's definitely just going to be Linkross that gets banned on this ban list. And lastly, wrapping up the banned cards, we have Buster Whelp, the Destruction Sword. Simply because it locks you out of the extra deck. They got their reprint done and out of the way. They've sold it. They don't need to sell it anymore. Whelp can now be banned, and Union Carrier can become worth a significantly less amount of money, given that I think the primary 2 targets for it will be on the ban list now. So yeah, those Buster Whelp to be banned. Now we move on into the limited section, and 2 of these are probably like clearly cards that will be limited. Again, I don't see all 3 of these cards getting limited, but at least 2 of them will be. I'd be happy if all 3 were limited. If this ban list was like 100% correct, I'd be like stoked. But first off, we have Halka Fibrax. Yes, I do believe you are commenting already that Halka Fibrax going to 1 does nothing. But it's just kind of the way Konami does things with like these stupidly broken boss monsters. Although they haven't done it in quite a while, so maybe my logic is bad. But yeah, Hulk to 1 simply because like we won't see decks that like run 2 of it and plan to do like their combo twice when Linkross gets banned. So yeah, Hulk to 1. Next off, we have the card that is like the bane of my existence for some reason, and it's Miscellaneousaurus. Whenever I play against a Dino player, they always seem to have 2 of this card, and I'm always like, it's okay. I have the response for 1 Miscellaneousaurus, and then a second one hits board, and I'm like, oh, why? Why do you have 2 in your hand? But yeah, Miscellaneousaurus is just proving that it's just overall an unfair card, and like, I don't mind it being at 1 just because it's less consistent, and you won't have the situation where it's fine because you can disrupt the Miscellaneousaurus, but oh wait, they have another. Yeah, Miscellaneousaurus probably definitely needs to go to 1, just to like curve dinosaurs a little bit. And finally, the last card on my limited list, I actually have coming off the ban list, so from ban to 1, and it is Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. My logic behind this is simply based on the fact that the new cards for like Metal Foes come out before we will likely receive the next ban list, because I didn't actually say when this ban list is going to drop. This ban list is, like, the next ban list, sorry, is going to drop in March. We'll say, like, March. I normally have this part written down. This is normally part of my predictions, but let's have a look. Okay, we're going to go with March 22nd being the date of the next ban list. So no sooner than March 22nd. That does mean that, like, the Metal Foe stuff has come out by that point, so they will need a reprint for Electromite, definitely. Also, I think that March set has Metal Foes in it, so they'll probably see an Electromite reprint in there and it getting unbanned here. If not, it'll get unbanned there, definitely. It will come off the list in one of these two, but I think it will be this one, simply so that when the stuff drops, you can play it at, like, full power. Now, next off, we have the semi-limits, and here we have two semi-limits. Again, one of them likely, one of them unlikely. I did not, like I do every ban list, guess a hero lives, so I guess a hero lives will definitely go to 2. But first off, it is Drident. The reason I've gone with Drident is because, like, at 1, it's not really super broken. At 2, it'd be, like, much more competitive. The fact that, like, the values and stuff on Zoo King and the other card that sends everything, they're, like, dropping at the moment, so they probably need to find a way to, like, recover those prices a little bit and get that set a bit more hyped up. And something like Drident to 2 is probably correct to do that. The big issue with this, like, the only thing I can see bad is that they could possibly put Brawl Ball to 1, but I think that would be, like, a bad move for the game. So Drident to 2 is going to be my guess on that case. And next off, of course, we have Beatrice. So pretty much everything Burning Abyss related is coming back at the moment, and it still can't push through. So I think this is going to be a heavy unbanning of BA stuff on this ban list, so be prepared for the unlimited section. But yeah, Beatrice to 2 at this point. And finally now we have the unlimits. So for the unlimits, I've got 5 cards. All of them could logically see themselves find their way off the ban list. First off is Graph. So Graph at the moment at 2 isn't really doing much. Honestly, if it goes to 3, I don't see anyone playing 3 anyway, because it kind of seems a bit bricky with the amount of stuff that you simply need to put into a Burning Abyss deck nowadays. Like, if you're putting in the PKs, they've got new support, so you need to have the room for that stuff. If Graph goes to 3, I don't really see anyone playing all of it, and that will lead us into the next one, which is Seer. So same boat, like, Burning Abyss is doing something at the moment, but it's not doing a lot. So Seer to 3 would help it, but again, I don't see people playing 3 anyway, so Seer to 3 I don't think is going to make a massive difference. Next off, for the third of the 5 unbanned, is Totally Awesome. Give me back my third Totally Awesome now that I have my ulti-swap frogs so I can play Toads, like, frogs at full power. I love Totally Awesome. It is an excellent card. If you don't think it's an excellent card, fight me. But yeah, it doesn't really deserve to be on the ban list. Like, when it went from 1 to 2, it was like, yeah, clearly they know they made the mistake, so it's time to just put it to 3. It should never have gotten put to 1 in the first place. Toad to 3. Next off, we will have the exact same argument again, because it is Buster. Yeah, Buster should never have been put to 1 when it got put to 2. Yeah, exact same reason as the Totally Awesome, just Buster to 3. It just should never have been on the ban list. And finally, the card that I forgot on the Cowboy for Game podcast that we may have already gone up on their channel. Link down in the description below to their channel. Check that out. We go through basically everyone from locals as predictions, and we put them all together and, like, yeah, come up with a big ban list. The last card is Red MD. None of us guessed that Red MD would come off the ban list, and at the end we were like, oh wait, we all forgot that the errated Red MD is just sitting at 1. The card is errated. It is a super hard once per turn. Just take it off the ban list. It doesn't need to be there anymore. It's a waste of space. But that will wrap us up here for the ban list prediction for December 2020, even though this is probably going up in November. Yeah, just ignore that part. But yeah, as always, if you do have, like, your ban list prediction, comment that down below. I'd be really interested to see what's what. If you disagree with stuff, feel free to, like, comment below, like, hey, this probably isn't going to happen because of X reason. And yeah, enjoy the comments. And as always, I've been Ben from NolanTCG, and have a good afternoon, everybody.